Welcome to the tripod. Welcome to the tripod.
Hello, pretzels, and welcome back to the tripod. That's why we have returned. We have returned here to talk some wrestling, to entertain, offend, inform, and I notice it's not in the intro anymore. I probably should have did this sooner, but you can follow. He's on one of my sides. This man, Sticks Adam, at Sticks Adam, on Instagram, on Twitter. Follow this man. He's very wise. You can follow at Julius_Caesar as well on Instagram, who went viral, by the way, recently. You can follow his ass because he's about to blow up. And he's on Twitter as well, making funny ass comments on Raw every now and then when he's sober. Well, no, he's not sober. He's drunk, but you know what I mean. Follow these gentlemen over on the social medias. And lest I forget, at the Great Bretsky 99, of course, the forgotten member of the tripod. He's out conquering the world. Follow him because he's got big things popping. Speaking of big things popping, we're now going to get the drunkest member of the tripod has now entered the chat. Let's see if he's still connecting. All right. Well, we're going to kick things off in order. It's the A show. It's the 4th of July. NXT. Blair Davenport versus Roxanne Perez. Roxy attacks during the entrance. Blair's entrance smoke lingers. Even though she fires the first shot, Blair does not miss a step. She dominates through commercial picture-in-picture. Roxanne puts up a fight, screaming the entire time. I can see Roxanne as the second coming of AJ Lee, if she plays her cards right, just minus the Punk marriage. Just a random thought. Blair fucks up Roxanne on stairs, then finishes her off with some vicious knee strikes. Blair Davenport for the dub. Sticks. What do you think of the kickoff match to the 4th of July NXT?
This was a good match. We know Roxanne can go in the ring. For how young that she is, she's got a lot of experience in wrestling. Blair Davenport getting reintroduced to a lot of NXT fans in the WWE universe. Of course, we know her, remember her from her UK run. Really good women's wrestler. I'm glad they're starting to push Blair. It's kind of a little odd that we're seeing Roxanne take some more losses after being NXT Women's Champion, but maybe that's all part of the rebuilding process of getting her back up to the Women's Championship. But solid opener for NXT, and especially solid opener for the women's division in NXT. These two girls, they had history. Now we got a chapter in it now. Now maybe we're going to build towards a bigger rivalry with Blair and Roxanne, but solid opener for NXT.
Well, Sticks, Roxanne lost her smile. That's why she keeps taking L's. Caesar has dropped off. He might have dropped his phone in the toilet. We'll find out. But up next, Kenzie, actual Kenzie, backstage with Ivy Nile. Ivy is nervous about the Creed's upcoming match, and then Tiffany Stratton interrupts. She being all hot and bitchy. Ivy has to go, and we get to see Tiffany. Baron Corbin video, very stylized. He burns all his old gimmicks. Gonna repackage himself. I really enjoyed this video package. It was really well done. We get Ali versus Tyler Great. Call Ali a player because he played Wes and Tyler. It's all about checks and championships. Back. Free Ali chants. Is that what they're chanting? Well, free Ali, healing it up here. Disrespectful and shit. Incredible wrestling here from these two. We get a counterfest in this free money match. Ali with a deep ass STF. Airplane spin by Bate ends with a DDT counter by Ali. These crackers getting airtime like this is NBA Jam up in here. Then respect is put back on the 450. Ali puts bait away. I'm stunned. A clean victory over the big strong Oi. Ali shouts into the camera that he's challenging Wes for the North American Championship at the Great American Bash. Book super excited, shaking Vic. Why are you touching me? Where's your coat? Sticks, what did you think of this fucking entertaining match? If you had any thoughts about the Baron Corbin video, I'd like to hear them as well.
Baron Corbin video, like you had said, I'm wholeheartedly agreeing with you on that. Very nice promo. It piqued my interest. I hope that if we get Corbin in NXT for a little bit of a run, I hope we get a establishment of the character that Baron Corbin is going to embody. I wouldn't mind him being the lone wolf base and continuing that, but like evolving it, because we need Corbin to go back to being that guy of like, hey, I don't give two shits about anybody else, about what's going on. I'm all in it for me. This is for me. I care about me. Whatever I do is going to benefit me. Maybe we're going to get that, but this is under a different moniker. I loved it. The promo, the way they spread it out. He burnt everything. He talked about previous gimmicks. Really well done. And I'm glad they did it on NXT, because NXT does their promos really well, and they give the promos the proper TV time to establish it. That's one thing I'm pretty sure we've talked about ever since we've started covering NXT. They give things the right amount of time to establish and breathe. And This is what makes NXT head and shoulders above even a lot of main Raw, even above SmackDown and Raw, and more importantly, above ATW. They do this stuff. They are very professional about it. Really well done. Wes and we had Tyler Great and Ali. Like you said, Mangria, this was free money. I mean, this was we talked. I think we maybe glossed over when Ali took on Gunther overseas. That was a good match. He's building on this. I mean, this was a great match between him, Tyler Great. They put on. I mean, we know what we're going to give Tyler Great. There's a reason why we call him Tyler Great. This man put on a banger. Ali met him blow for blow, move for move. When you get another guy in the ring with Tyler Great that can go move for move with him, this is what you get. And like you said, respect on the 450. For Pete's sake, we said, what do we've always said about the respect the finisher? We are finally going to start getting respect. They at least showed respect on this finisher, the 450. He picked up the dub. Ali and Wesley, man, that's going to be a bang. If it's just those two. Now, maybe there's some shenanigans and maybe somehow we get a triple threat. I don't know. I digress. But if we get Wesley and Ali for that North American Championship, whoo, child. It's going to be a good match. Both those guys can go. Wesley's got the record for North American Championship title defenses. See if you can add another notch on that post.
Well, don't hold your breath, Sticks, because that respect for the 450 is about to be taken back. But that's in the future. Kinsey with Gacy and all teeth, they sending mixed messages. Tonight we eliminate a problem from NXT forever. Tatum Paxley versus Bolani Jordan with Dana Brooke. So Tatum's ass is just great. I just wanted to make a note. I appreciate the speed and innovation of Jordan. She even hits Stun Dog Millionaire for the win. Dana in ring to celebrate with her. When Cora comes out, she runs her mouth. Jordan challenges her to a match right now. Cora says, "Don't tell me what to do," and storms off. After she finds Malik's blade, she's going to relieve her tension. All right, let's try this one more time. Cesar is getting back into the room. Chase you segment. Andre recognizes Dookie. Dookie's still holding his trophy. Andre tells him to take a seat. Duke says, "Get out of my seat, Nick. I thought he was about to say the N-word. I was like, oh shit. Recognizes Thea for her accomplishments. Stupid student asks if Gulak and Wonka will return. Andre about to yell, but Dookie says, I got this. And he shouts at the student. Good stuff from Chase U here, as always. Cesar, can you hear us?
Yep.
What did you think of Tatum Paxley versus the debuting Balani Jordan with Dana Brooke?
That was all right. Tatum got that dunk, though.
Exactly what I said. Oh, there's a Hail Cesar for you.
Yeah, my camera's all fucked up. Hold on.
Well, while he's doing that, Sticks, what did you think of the debuting Balani Jordan?
It was a good match. I don't know much about her, but they must have a little bit of she must be pretty good. I mean, they had her pick up that dub against Tatum Paxley. So, like you said, got a little bit of entertainment by the Tatum Paxley badonkadonk. I'm just kind of a little confused what we got going on with Tatum Paxley because, I mean, it looked like maybe she was going to side with Blair Davenport because of when we had the Women's Battle Royal here about, what was it, 2-3 weeks ago? She basically eliminated herself to get rid of Roxanne. But then now there may be something going on with her and Cora. I don't know. But regardless, Tatum Paxley's getting TV time. It was an all right match. I mean, they got something going on with this new woman in the women's division. So it was an all right match.
And the Chase U segment?
Oh man, Chase U hit another one out of the ballpark. Duke, they're incorporating Duke a little bit more. Duke's getting on the same page. He's in it with Chase U. There's no now I'm gonna say this, and it's probably gonna come back and bite me in the ass. He's fully committed to Chase U. Q like 2 weeks later where he turns on Andre Chase and all that. But he's in it. He's the MVP for a reason. He's now the right-hand man to Andre Chase. It was a funny segment, and Chase U hit it out of the ballpark again.
Chase U always bringing the entertainment. Cesar, what did you think of this segment?
Oh, fucking adult Gretzky. That cracker always makes me smile when I see him on my screen. This shit was great. Somebody cursed. They bleeped that shit out. Old fucking Dookie still carrying on that fucking trophy like it's the Heritage Cup. Tia looks like she still humped somebody into a grave. And adult Gretzky is adult Gretzky again. Cheers, bitch.
Sorry, folks. We've been drinking. Up next, it's NXT Underground, folks. Eddie Thorpe with Gable Stevenson versus Damon Kemp. PC developmentals surround the ring. I think Book and Vic backstage calling this, unless they filmed this out of order. I kind of missed this train wreck. This match better be in 2K24. Gable gonna turn heel, huh? Damon actually dominating. Rear naked chokes and shit. Hold on, Cesar. The audio on your end is like really like interfere. Are you at home?
Nah, I'm at my friend's house. I'm still in Kentucky.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could hear like everything in the background.
Oh, okay. So you can't hear. No.
Hold on a second. I'll mute you, and when it's time for you to talk, I'll unmute you.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. They roll out of the rear naked chokes and shit. They roll out of the ring fighting. Damon pushes woman at Eddie for an advantage. I like how they make Gable wear his medals, looking like Black Angle. Is coaching legal in a fight? Book screams. This is Damon's best match. Not saying much, though. Jesus. Damon overhead belly-to-belly suplexes Eddie out of the ring. Wow, that looked rough. Eddie shoves Damon against the ring post. Damon screams. Eddie triangle choke to Damon. Ref declares a TKO. Eddie wins. Not bad, gentlemen. Some tall hunky decides to fuck with Gable and pays for it. A few developmentals try actually to take down Gable. The final one just hugged him and got suplexed. I actually enjoyed this segment. Like I said, it gave me Raw underground feels, and I thought Shane was gonna jump off something on the into the ring or something. But it was decent. I didn't mind it. But I do know that Gable Stevenson already is taking a break from NXT, so we're not gonna see him for a while. Nobody cares though. Sticks, what did you think of NXT Underground?
Like you said, this was Damon Kemp's best match. He hadn't had a good match since that stretcher match against I think it was Julius Creed. That was probably his best match. This one totally eclipsed it. Really good. Eddie, he looked good in this match. They were able to do a lot of things with this. It showcased Gable Stevenson going forward. It helps build him up a little bit. Damon Kemp put a little bit more respect on his name. Eddie got the dub, so now he can maybe move on. But like you said, we kind of thought this was going to be a train wreck going into it. And it wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty good. Wouldn't I like it if they bring this out once a year, regardless if it's on Raw, if it's on NXT, if it's on SmackDown. Do it at least once a year, keep a refresher, kind of throw it out of like the middle, out of nowhere. It's out of nowhere. But I don't know. It was a good match. I mean, it was better than what I thought it was going to be. And Gable Stevenson, they built on it. Now he's going to go away probably for about 6-7 months. And we'll forget what he did in this match when he comes back. But all in all, it was a good match. It was a good little segment they had.
Shit, they need to bring the fight pit back.
Yeah,
Cesar.
for sure.
Oh, it says,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Cesar,
Yeah,
what
I
do
hit the
you
button.
think of NXT Underground?
Yeah, this shit was good. Old Moon Knight took his crack ass out. I thought they were gonna fight in real clothes because it's underground. Like nobody fights in their wrestling gear in underground. But them that cracker Moon Knight took that fucking German from the ring to the outside. That shit sounded deep. Thought he broke his fucking neck. Yeah, Damon Kemp was winning for the most part, and sold the shoulder. So Moon Knight can get a dub, and then Gable Stevenson, he's suplexing crackers all up in the ring. A couple of Negroids as well. But yeah, overall, I thought it was gonna be a shit show, but it turned out to be an all right time in the ring. We even got some nigga fighting, or at least who the fuck is this? I'm sorry, ESPN. I'm on my phone, so all these fucking updates keep coming in. So yeah, I thought it was gonna be a shit show as well. Turned out really great. I won't mad at it.
Cesar, what's the drink of the night?
We poured in something else now. You'll see another drink here in a minute.
Oh, okay. Well, until then.
But some bourbon, because I was in Kentucky for you hoes.
Trick and Mello backstage promo. Bring up Mommy and Damien. Invites Judgment Day to NXT. And that's all it is?
That's all it's ever going to be.
Stax pays Tony D a visit. Tony is upset because of the tape from last week. Stax made a deal with Joe Coffey. They were sitting way too close to each other. Stax versus Joe. If Stax wins, Tony is free, and they get a tag title shot. If Stax loses, Tony stays in jail. Tony is livid that he would make this deal. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Tony is upset at the tape. Stax made a deal. If Stax loses, Tony stays in jail. Tony is livid that he would make this deal. Stax says he knows what he's doing. Tony then breaks the jail phone. Never in a million years would the guards allow that. The second he raised his voice, by the way, the guard would have said, "Hey, you shut the fuck up." If Tony started smashing the phone, guards would have zip tied his ass and threw him in the shoe. But I digress. JC Jane versus Lyra real quick. Gigi's better chance. No, she's not. Counter chance. JC gets a poorly executed walls in. Lyra camel toe makes an appearance. Let's go, Lyra. Ka chance. Lyra with the Intsurugi and roundhouse kick for the win. JC attacks afterwards, rips her feather cape. Oh no. Cesar. Let's just go for the Stax and Tony. Oh wait. Oh, there you go. Okay, let's start with the Stax paying Tony D a visit segment.
what the fuck is this cracker shit? He with these crackers. He threw this man in the trunk. He was in there for like 12 fucking hours. And then now they're gonna have a match. Stacks better pull out the fucking gun. I tell you what, you better shoot this cracker in the ring, get the damn pin so I can quit watching wrestling and get on with my life. Because that's the only way this shit makes sense. We all know Tony D's gonna get out of jail somehow. He's probably just gonna escape. And the police will never find him in one random arena every week in Florida because they're dumb. But yeah, Stack's gonna have to pull something out the crack of his ass to get this dub on Joe Coffey.
Your thoughts on the quick match JC and Lyra had?
Some shit. Let's call back to last week.
All right. Sticks, what do you think of the whole Stacks and Tony D visit and then the JC Jane versus Lyra match?
It was good. I mean, Tony D's starting to lose a little bit of faith in the underboss right now. He's helped build him up, and then now he's starting to lose some trust in him. I mean, maybe underboss is going into business for himself. I don't know. I mean, if he does, he's gonna do it when it costs them the tag team titles. But also too, this might be the ultimate tell sign to Tony D that the underboss is ready. Like he's there. He's learned from Tony, and now he's Tony's equal. So I mean, we're probably gonna get some fuck shit in the match, but I mean, it was a great segment. These jail segments, these visit segments have been really good. And JC and Lyra, I mean, it was all right. I mean, this was still better than what AEW's women's division, their best match would ever put on. So, I mean, it allows this rivalry to move on, to build on it. So, it was all right.
It makes me curious to think, like, if Two Dimes was still there, like, do you think they would just be strictly going for the tag titles, or do you think Two Dimes would have been the rat? Like, I'm really curious to know what would have happened if Two Dimes would have remained in NXT.
I guarantee you it would have been like Tony goes for the North American title while Stacks and Two Dimes go for the NXT tag titles or some shit like that.
Well, it makes you wonder too.
By the way, I didn't get to say that first. Book was hella cooning wearing a black wife beater ringside while Sick Vic had like the jack in the circle. Book looked like he came fresh from Gold's Gym right up in there to start cooning.
Well, it makes you wonder, maybe in this match next week, maybe there's an unveiling. Maybe we get a new third member of the crew. Like maybe Underboss has been working. Maybe he's been looking for some people. He's been doing some stuff, and now he's found a third member. Maybe we got a Two Dimes replacement. Maybe we get 2 quarters, or maybe we get that $50.
Brother Quata joins the D'Angelo family, motherfucker.
That's how you put respect on that. That's how you put respect on that.
Big Vito comes out and
If Big Vito is the third member, I am filing a lawsuit. Fucking cross-eyed kid, you fucking asshole, stealing all my shit. Damn it. But yeah, up next, Supernova 11 talking to a photo of the Heritage Cup. He misses it. It reminded me of that meme of Wolverine laying in bed with the fucking he's touching the photo and shit. Kiana heads to her office. It's been tagged and destroyed. Where's that damn assistant at? Was she murdered in there too? Like, where the fuck? Her office was destroyed. The assistant was getting triple teamed by BJ and Kiana. I mean,
she's too busy posting thirst traps on Instagram.
Oh, Cesar's got something to say.
And they are thirsty. Stay thirsty, my friends.
White Collie murdering Big Body Hoovy. Mr. Stone tries to calm him down. White Collie then proceeds to powerbomb Hoovy through the announce table. The crowd is pleased, and time has officially been killed. Crime Time 2.0 video again. Sticks. What'd you think of the Supernova segments? Kiana's office destroyed. White Collie and Hoovy.
Yeah, Supernova. Supernova's kind of losing his flow. He doesn't have his baby with him. He doesn't have the Heritage Cup. The rest of the metaphors show up, try to help him get through it. But we all know he's got to get his baby back. He's got to get that Heritage Cup. Kiana shows up and JJ had vandalized her office. So we get another little layer to that rivalry onion, and White Collie beating up everybody's favorite, the man who had the #1 Christmas hit in NXT, big body, Obi, and puts him through a table. Probably maybe the only best thing that White Collie's ever done for us and for his NXT career. If he's done something else, I don't remember. So that shows you how great his career has been so far in WWE and NXT. But, you know, he did something okay. So, I mean, maybe this is the turn to get the fans behind him. Probably not. I mean, we're all gonna give two shits about him. He'll just come out next week and everybody will boo him, and we'll talk about how he needs to go back to seeing his hot therapist. So, as I got TV time for him. Sticks 316.
Cesar, Supernova 11, longing for his cup of jizz. He lost it. We got Kiana's office vandalized, and they're still trying to make us care for White Collie. This is his forehead. White Collie.
That makes sense.
Mr.
Yeah,
Stone, I trust you, Mr. Stone.
Old Quarter White. They was up there, you know, talking about some watermelon and some fuck shit. And like, you know, it was Juneteenth a couple weeks ago. And they went home and spent it with their families, you know, and then they had some chicken at their cookout. You know, Zanka wasn't eating it because they were drunk. They were all talking that fuck shit. And yeah, Supernova, he's all crying because he don't have his heritage splooge no more. And what you say was after that?
Right after that, it was Kiana's office was trashed.
Yeah, okay,
Assistant,
yeah. So you know,
nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found. Assistants over there, you know, she was Jensen, man. He's laying that pipe. You know, he treating her good. You know, taking her on dates, buying her flowers, let her jiu-jitsu roll them up into a blunt every week. You know what I'm saying? And she posing them thirst traps, you know, out here for the streets. You know, and then some guy was out there. I don't know who he was. He was getting his ass whooped by a white guy. I ain't never seen this guy ever on NXT. I don't know who he was. He was getting his monkey ass whooped. Like he can only get his monkey ass whipped by old white ass Kali. And then crowd wanted the table. You know, Sick Vic and Booker T just out there chilling, you know. Booker T ordering his, you know, chicken parm, trying to get that shit delivered for after the show. He could eat chicken parm today because he got a black, just, you know, wife beater on. So Sharmell got 2 punches to the eye before he came up there. Bitch, don't listen. But yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She already got one black eye. We know she can't listen. She had to catch that second one. You know what I mean? So yeah, then crack in the purple pants. I don't know who he was. Yeah, he was getting his monkey ass whooped. And the crowd wanted to see him put her through the table. Stone was all, you know, don't do it, because nobody cares. Even though this guy's a free agent, he only free agents his dumb ass on NXT, so we know what a waste he is. So his crack ass got put through a table, some random guy, you know, it's probably some jobber they found around Florida, you know, give him a little paycheck, $200 and, you know, ham sandwich, like, you know, a little hard arts contract, the old contract, you know, they're still slaves on the phone. And then you know, you keep going, man, mind your business. They're gonna keep doing this White Collie shit like we care, but we don't. I mean, I don't.
Mr. Stone, feel sorry for me. The fans love me. Up next, Jism is out. Time for the tag match. Loser leaves NXT. It's the Doodad versus the Creeds with Ivy Nile. Doodad attack before the bell. The Creeds come back. Shooting star by Julius nearly gets victory, but Gacy for the save. Then his ass gets ejected. This is just a great match. Both teams are so damn good. I can't believe this is the last one for one of them. Vic and Book shouting on commentary about Gacy. Good Lord, Julius is a star. Doodad take out Julius's left knee. We get 2 commercial pictures here. They gave this a lot of time, which I liked. Gotta imagine Jan Maker will get the final segment tonight, and there's 10 minutes left of NXT. Insane action here. Brutus hits a 450. Disrespected, though, because they kicked out. A Doomsday device to Brutus on the outside of the ring. Doodad allowed to both be in ring to attack Julius. He kips up with one leg. All Teeth gets in Julius's face. Ivy takes her out. With everyone distracted, a chunky Red Hood headbutts Julius, then a double code breaker. The Creeds are gone from NXT. Wow, everyone, including me, is stunned. 4 minutes left, and they go to commercial. Okay. Finn Balor accepts Melo's invite for next week. And the 2 minutes of overtime, here comes Jan. He shouts, and I nod off. What's next for Jan? Dragunov. Brawl ensues, of course, clusterfuckymon, which we all know was going to happen afterwards. But Cesar, the main event, the Doodad versus the Creeds. What'd you think?
Yeah, this shit was worthy of the main event. I did see a meme though. It's like they asked for their release. Like 2 months ago, and Shawn Michaels is now pushing them to the moon. So it's just funny as fuck. But yeah, man, Creeds versus Doodad. We all know these guys can wrestle, man, for the teams that they are. This should have been the main event. This was damn near free money. Should have been on a paper live event. Whatever the fuck they call them, fucking shits. Or the Great American Bash. Not Gash. We already had that. Which is coming up, at the end of the month? Yeah. They should have had a match like this on that to get them ratings up because, this match was fire. Everybody was showing up. Julius with a 450, Brutus with a 450, a Doomsday device, Kip up with one leg, Doodad rocking and rolling, great tag work, keeping them spaced out and occupied. But yeah, this match was super great, super fun. Like, if you didn't like this match, you just don't like wrestling.
Thoughts on fucking Jan Maker and Dragunov closing the night?
I mean, Dragunov is fine, but we all know Jan. Some shit.
I hope Jan loses horribly.
I hope he gets stabbed in the neck.
The main event tag team match, we got Doodad versus the Creeds.
This was a good match. Like you had said, 2 well-established tag teams. Both have great chemistry, so this match showed it. I mean, these guys are really good. You had a little bit of the shenanigans, a little bit of fuck shit from Joe Gacy, gets tossed out, and then, like you said at the end, a bigger, red hooded masked figure comes in and helps the dyad gets the dub. And a shocking one, like you said, you were shocked. I was shocked too. I totally thought the Creed brothers were going to win this, but they did. So we get the dyad in the schism around full force for a little bit longer. But great main event match, great main event tag team match. Wouldn't expect it anything less from both teams. And Jan Maker and Dragunov. I mean, Dragunov's going to make this a good match. And hopefully, because now that he's not champion, he can start collecting some L's since they pushed him to the moon and it didn't really go very well. Hopefully now this Dragunov's going to just beat the living dog shit out of Jan and pick up a dub over him. But Dragunov saying, hey, coming out, telling him he's going to get a different side of Dragunov. And like, hopefully we get like Hannibal Dragunov on this. Cause I mean, this was a good segment. I mean, this was really good. Now you see the fire in Dragunov's eyes. They had to bring all the people in, the usual to separate them. But I mean, it was a good finishing, a good ending match, and a good finishing segment for NXT.
And a shout out to Dante Chin. That's the most TV time he's had in a fucking year. He was one of the pull apart guys. He just looked at the camera like, hey, I'm alive still. But I digress, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with some more wrestling talk. But I feel bad for not saying it earlier. Shout out to Dice. I saw you, Dice. I saw you.
Life.
I
I've
will be
actually
right
only
back.
done it once myself.
Okay.
It was rough.
Yeah, tough. Yeah.
Well, it was like your heart beats really fast. I had fucking raging hard on. I banged a Jewish broad.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Was it kosher?
It was kosher.
Hell yeah.
Although that boner pill did me nice. I'm pretty sure she fucking
That probably
celebrates
wasn't
Christmas
kosher.
now.
That probably wasn't kosher.
It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. It's time for some Dynatrash. We got old Keith Lee and Swerve versus Darby and Orange Cassidy. This was the blind tag team tournament thing for the championship. Apparently, they're pulling names out of a hat, and it just happened to have Darby and Orange Cassidy be on the same team. All right, guys, go fuck yourself. Darby slaps Keith, then gets launched into the first row. Caves in Orange Cassidy's titties with the Grizzly Magnum twice. Darby hurts his left leg. Oh, I see. The orange formula has been activated in the tag match, gentlemen. I know what's going to happen here. I've seen this movie before. This is such a comical mismatch with both sets of ring steps placed on top of Darby. Orange Cassidy is on Keith Lee's back, and Keith walks upstairs, crushing Darby. Okay, this match is crazy. Multiple move attempts by both Darby and Orange Cassidy get Keith out of the ring. Swerve keeps striking Keith on accident. And wouldn't you know it, Sting's ninja-hating powers transfer into Darby, and they pick up the win. Orange formula never fails. We get a Darby video about Nick Wayne, some young kid. Nick has been trained by Darby and some dead guy. Sticks, what did you think of the kickoff of Dynatrash?
You know what, Mangria? I'm not gonna lie. This is actually a good way to open up Dynamite. The little segment they did before, Darby giving Keith Lee the inspirational talk before the opening first couple of minutes of the match, Keith Lee pretty much throwing him out of the state of Canada back into the U.S. That was really good. This is probably one of the better Keith Lee matches we've seen since he showed up in ATW. Not talking NXT, just in ATW. This was good. Then, like you said, him carrying Orange up the stairs that were pinned on Darby Allin. Good match. This did two things. One, it got Darby and Orange the win to go forward, but it also still built on the rivalry between Swerve and Keith Lee, just because of the miscommunication. Swerve hitting multiple moves that are supposed to be onto the other tag team, but nailing them onto Keith Lee. Good opener. The segment after Nick Wayne. This kid is good. He's good on the indies. His dad, Buddy Wayne, trained not only Nick, but Darby. His dad passed away. Darby did the inspirational big brother thing, took Nick under his wing, kept an eye on him, offered him a ATW contract at age 16, had to wait for Nick Wayne to become legal age of 18 to be able to work on ATW. We're going to get Nick Wayne sometime in ATW. Big signing for them, but of course, they got a roster of big name wrestlers already. So why not add another one to it? But it was a nice little inspirational, but also a little glimpse into the future for ATW.
Doesn't this qualify Darby to be in the KFC now? He recruited a 16-year-old. I mean, he's KFC bound. He already kills himself every match. He likes to bleed.
Well, hey, this is the Ku Klux Sting clan. So I mean, you got another white kid that they're gonna start passing on the powers to.
Oh.
So now we got another person that Sting can pass his ninja hating abilities onto. So I mean, it's we got something going on here.
Darby gonna be paralyzed before he's 30.
God.
Caesar, the kickoff to Dynatrash was Keith Lee and Swerve versus Darby and Orange Cassidy. And your 2 cents on Nick Wayne.
Yeah. So this is the only shit that can happen in wrestling, right? On earth, you got the two skinniest crackers on earth, right? We got two meth heads. Well, one's got to be on one pothead because Orange Cassidy lazy as shit. He tired as fuck, girl. You know what I'm saying? You got this cracker ass Darby doing his white boy powers with his cracker shit, coming out to fight fat ass Keith Lee and chicken eating Swerve. You know what I'm saying? So and Swerve got the power of Prince Nana and all them other crackers out there with them Samoan thick neck niggas who was sitting on the ring. And who else out there with them? I don't care. Well, no Brian Cage this week. So somebody else had to take the L. Because, if Brian Cage was out there, he would have been in the match. And he would have been, like we said, on his back longer than Jake's mama, looking up at the lights every single night. You damn right. But yeah, this cracker. Let's crack Keith Lee in there. Ain't playing that fuck shit with OC. And then old Darby gets his crack-headed ass in there. And he trying to light up old thick neck Keith Lee. And then, yeah, of course, Swerve. Swerve hit him with a kick. He laughing because he hates Keith Lee. So, we still got some. Some nigga on nigga for a little bit during this match. And even though they was on the same side, you know what I'm saying? And then Orange Cassidy threw about 18 goddamn Superman punches. This nigga had 15 finishers in the hole. He had him just stored up. Where did he get him from? He get him from that last match at Forbidden Door when he snuck that pin? Just had finishers, huh? Is that what we're doing? You just store them up from week to week? This nigga had 18 damn super moves. Then, yeah, of course, Darby fucks up his angle. But then, yeah, Sting like tapped into his mind because they have like, they hang out so much. Sting can like talk to him. Sting was out there. He was like, start feeling the hate for this nigga. You gonna let this nigga disrespect us? He's like, this coon. And then next thing you know, Darby put on his clan hat, mentally put on his clan hat. He started running around the ring, beating up Swerve, beating up on fat ass Keith Lee. The succubus ain't getting to Keith Lee, so he was at full power. You know what I'm saying? He had the black hair again. He was looking clean. Had the black hair. Succubus won't taking his soul. Then yeah, nigga hating powers, man. They were just flowing through. And then Darby and OC start hitting DDTs and shit out the ring. But then Darby went back to normal because Keith Lee threw him the dap through the ring, and he's like, oh, I should cut this nigga's hand off so he can't enjoy eating chicken. And then Darby was like, Rrr. He's like, nah, I like black people. Get out of my head, Sting. Why you taking over my body? You're in the middle of this match, making me hate niggas. And Sting is like, it gives you power. I seen it. See, I had my cracker captions on, but I had them on mind control. So I heard the whole conversation at the end of the match.
The inner monologue.
Like, yeah, I heard it, Rick, right here. And he was like, yeah, but if you tap into the hate like Star Wars, you'll be powerful than Vader. You see, Vader was so powerful because he was wearing a black ass suit and he hated niggas. And that's why it gave him the power to, beat everybody's ass. I'm telling you, it's all right there. It's all up there. You know what I'm saying? You just got to
I knew I should have paid for extra for those captions.
Yeah, you got to pay for the cracker captions, Andrea. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The fuck are y'all putting there? They let you see that extra shit that you can't get on just regular TV. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they won the match. Now I feel like these assholes are gonna go to the finals against like MJF and Adam Cole. Somehow, like those four are gonna be in the finals of this tag team bullshit. We know CM Trash is gonna be in the finals of the fucking Owen Hart bullshit. But yeah, do you think I care about some 16-year-old white man with a contract to wrestle? You think I care? His old ass daddy. I don't know this cracker. Yeah, your daddy dead, nigga. So is mine, nigga. Grow up. Fucking get out here in these streets. Do something. You gonna suck on daddy Dirty Khan's dick? Huh? You gonna give him a little sniffing lick? Slick some cocaine off his dick and lick it up? You fruit booty? Huh? You think I care? I don't care about this cracker. I hope he tries some cracker shit and gets his back broke. So Darby will start doing that white ass shit. Yeah, you gonna have fat ass Keith Lee walk up some steps? What, on your stomach, nigga? You gonna fucking get a hernia over this shit? Get the fuck out of here. This crazy ass cracker, and now he got his nigga hating powers. Orange Cassidy. Nigga more bandaged up than Brendan Fraser's The Mummy 1. And this nigga out here beating ass, still carrying his title, just whooping ass for the next 300 days. Nigga ain't lost. He got a Sting type record. He ain't lost. He ain't lost all season. Nigga just whooping ass, everybody's ass. All just broke up and hurt. Let that nigga take a nap. Orange Cassidy tired, man. He's gonna sleep for like 30 minutes. And you got this cracker fighting every goddamn week on all 3 shows. This is some bullshit. But yeah, I don't care about that dead cracker daddy and shit. There's one more cracker on the planet. Like my man New Jack would say. You got 2 of them. Well, you got 1. There's about 1 million more to go. Fuck that cracker. I don't care about him. I said it.
Other than that, Cesar has no thoughts on the subject. Up next, Jack Perry Hook recap. Tony's in the parking garage, interviews Jack. Jack is gonna demand a FTW title match. Hook attacks. It's rinse and repeat. And then the segments of the week. This is what I was gonna talk about with Sticks, and then we were gonna move on. It's the MJF and Adam Cole working out together in the gym. They're asking to spot each other. Cole just looked at his phone while fucking MJF was benching, and Adam Cole was benching. He did it no problem, even though he's a small. I bet you when they cut the scene, they took the weights off the bar. He just lifted the bar, and
they either took the weights off the bar or they had 2 guys on each side
spotting lifting it and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You done? Do we need any more? We need more reps? No, we're good. Okay. But then MJF.
It was probably Hobbs, probably big ass Hobbs and fat ass Keith Lee lifting the bar on the side, and they just like hold on to the bars. They're like, yeah, pump all that shit, Cole. Pump that shit, Cole.
MJF makes fun of a gigantic fat guy behind them, and then Adam Cole goes, "Hey man, that's not cool, man. But you know who he really looks like?" And they both look at each other. Tony Schiavone. That was some funny ass shit. They bond over hating on Tony. Sticks, what did you think of this incredibly entertaining segment between Adam Cole, baby, and MJF?
This was this, and then we'll probably talk about the match later. But this was probably the best thing AEW had on their 5 hours of television that they get a week. This was the best thing you could have did. And it was like Scotch over made 2 minutes. I mean, the back and forth, MJF, started out MJF waiting for Adam Cole show up. Adam Cole's already in there. He got that hour of cardio in while MJF's just dinking around outside. From the start to finish was great television. I hope we get more of this between the two. And this is why you put those two together. This is what's going to be good. And like Cesar said, we're probably going to get them in the finals. I'm looking forward to it because if we can get television segments like this, we can all wait to the finals. This will be the best thing that HW put out on television for the whole week. So great television.
This feud between MJF and Adam Cole is so fresh. It's new. MJF, he's been doing the rinse and repeat. Well, you're going to fight this guy. And then after you fight that guy, you're going to fight this guy and this stipulate. Now, he's been doing the same rinse and repeat shit his entire career. This feels so. I mean, I know he's done something like this with Jericho. They did the singing thing and, buddy thing. But this kind of has a fresh coat of paint on it because, they're kind of stealing a page from WWE, having the champion and challenger tag together, possibly go on to win the tag titles. But I'm enjoying every second of this. This was my highlight of the week last week. This is my highlight of the week this week. But Cesar, I digress. What did you think of this segment?
Yeah, I thought this was real good. Yeah, the buddy shit is real funny. They both hate Steve Austin. Did you know, fun fact, John Cena has won the tag team titles with everyone he's ever feuded with. Like they feuded with him or he was feuding with them and they ended up in a situation together and then they won the tag team titles. So if they're washing and repeating that thing, sure, it works. It keeps the feud kind of alive, but then, keeps it like, the champion has something to do that doesn't involve with the belt and you can keep the program alive for the next pay-per-view. Since the pay-per-view is so spaced out, it kind of makes sense. But yeah, this was great. Fucking Max outside talking about, man, I don't know what fucking Cole is, man. I've been sitting out here for like an hour. Cole's like, bitch, I'm doing cardio. Where you at? Oh shit. Oh, and then he kept saying it, even in the match later, which we'll get to. Yo, man, where's your shirt? Where's your shirt? You don't have your shirt? Where's your shirt? You don't want a better than you Bebe shirt? Apparently it's something like gangbusters on their little fuck shit. I know a bunch of dudes at work were talking about getting one. I'm still getting LA Night shirts. I don't need that better than you Bebe shirt.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, this was a really good segment. They do backstage and shit like this better than into the ring promos. Even like that Jungle Boy shit earlier is better than anything he's done in the ring. They're back. Yeah, Max's backstage segment content is way better than the regular chicken shit he's been doing in the ring. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was funny as shit. And we know Keith Lee and Will Hobbs are lifting that real weight. We know that.
It was such good shit, pal.
Mm-hmm.
Up next, it's AEW acclaimed every Wednesday versus they had Daddy Ass versus the Bollywood Boys and Blade. What the fuck? Tranny Manson ruins my night by existing. What the fuck match is this? Why is this happening? Sticks 316? After Acclaimed win, that QTV Barbie on Tron, hoping the Acclaimed will be peanut butter and jealous the next week. She just needs to be on the screen. She doesn't need to talk. Daddy Ass says, suck it. What? A WWE thing? Eddie Kingston defeats Kenta for the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Championship, which was incredible. If you saw the Twitter reaction, the promo afterwards, thank God. Eddie deserves all of the flowers for this. It's about damn time he wins a championship. Eddie King, big ups to Eddie Kingston. Of course, the Tripod always have been big fans of Eddie Kingston. Your mother.
Redeem these nuts. Your mother.
That's correct. We got a Mox video promo about Eddie. No one cares. Matt, but they are best friends, so you know they're gonna beat the living fuck out of each other eventually. They have before, but you know what I mean. Matt Hardy's tag partner is Jeff Jarrett. The nuts have been slapped. Jericho out, talking like a face. Don Callis out. Ask if Jericho will join the Don Callis family. Jericho says maybe. I'm not going to mention CM Trash. Cesar, what did you think of the Acclaimed with Daddy Ass versus the Bollywood Boys and Blade? Perhaps the good book was brought out for this. We'll see.
No. The good book was not around. It is at the house. I left it at home. But the good magazine was there. And there's a magazine.
The pamphlet. The good pamphlet.
I stole the good pamphlet I stole off the flight. The good pamphlet, that refers to that book. Because that's probably what I should have done instead of watching this horse shit. I mean, nigga, the Bollywood Boys. Most entertaining thing about this match was obviously Max Caster's rap. Scissor me daddy ass. That's always a good one. They're like the Acclaim got all their shit in. They pulled Cesar on 316. They got all their shit in. Scissor me timbers, all their moves, a little old mic drop, a little dance. But come on. We all knew the Blade. Blade ain't doing nothing on TV except taking L. I think he only gets dubs on Dark and probably what's that new shit? What's that shit that we named after Jeff Hardy?
Collision.
Yeah, there we go. That fucking show. I don't watch that piece of shit. Why are you on a dolphin? I digress. Anyway, there's people playing video games in the background. My ADHD's kicking in. But yeah,
give Eddie his flowers for a second.
Oh yeah, you damn right. Damn right. The man, the myth, the legend, your mother, out here entertaining the masses. Hitting you with that spinning back fist, chopping crackers. The best. He's got to be the best promo. If it ain't him, it's Ricky Stocks. He's got to be the best promo in that shit brand. Went over to New Japan. He's also in the G1 Classic, so he won't be around. That sucks. I might have to steal that shit off the internet and watch some of that G1 just to see what's going on there. But yeah, the open weight Jerry. He's finally got some gold. I mean, it's sad it took this year this long for him to get some gold. He should have got some gold in this shit brand we're talking about now. If old Coke Boy knew what was good for him, But the 18 goddamn titles he's got over there, you could give Eddie Kingston one. You can't tell me Eddie Kingston wouldn't bring fucking. He's probably him or Ricky Starks. Again, are probably the only two people who probably could revive that shit TNT championship that is on that fucking show. I can't believe your show's been on 3 years and you already ruined a championship. That makes no fucking sense. Anyway, I digress again. Eddie Kingston redeemed these nuts. He deserves it. He earned it. He's the man.
Any thoughts on the time waster? It really was a time waster. Jericho coming out there and Don Callis. Any thoughts on that?
Some shit.
Agreed. Sticks. The Acclaim with Daddy Ass versus the Bollywood Boys and Blade.
Just three things you need to know. One, we got the Acclaimed on TV. Awesome. Against a just random throwing together tag team. Yeah. We got some scissoring. We got the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass. We got that on TV. ATW, Tony Khan, he knows a few things. He knows one of them is put the Acclaimed on TV, regardless if it's Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, whatever. Eddie Kingston finally got a championship. A man who's been a fan of New Japan for quite some time. He got a championship, but it was a New Japan wrestling championship against Kenta. He's the New Japan Never Openweight Championship. Awesome. And we got what was going to be my segment of the week. A little bit of question, a little bit of uncertainty of Chris Jericho now. Is he going to continue fathering the JAS, or is he going to become part of the Don Callis family? He left it open. It throws a little bit of intrigue with Chris Jericho now going forward. It was going to be my segment, the uncertainty of Chris Jericho. I didn't mind it, but more importantly, our boy, your mother, Eddie Kingston, is a champion. He is a New Japan Pro Wrestling champion, which makes it a little bit more sweeter for Eddie Kingston. But that was the biggest thing we took out of the segments that you just talked about.
I bet you he values the New Japan championships better than AEW's championships. I was kind of thinking, do you think it was kind of like a fuck you to Punk that Eddie got the Kenta match, but Punk didn't get the Kenta match at fucking Forbidden Door?
I heard Punk didn't want to do it.
Oh, he turned Kenta down.
Yeah, because he didn't want to put the GTS against the originator of the GTS. It's not gonna affect his ego. They would have had Kenta go over on Punk, and Punk ain't losing. Let's be honest. Punk is not trying to lose on AEW TV.
I just love the fact that Eddie was the one that got the Kenta match, and he defeated Kenta, took his belt from him.
Yeah.
That's kind of what that's what Eddie will have over Punk.
Over Punk for the rest. Yeah, forever. Forever. That I defeated the guy that fucking they gave the GTS like all the praise, for like a great finisher, and you stole it from it's wrestling. They all steal it from somebody, whatever. But yeah, I defeated Kenta, the person you were supposed to fight, but you decided to fight that old cracker and have a trash ass match. And we could have had a match against Kenta, and it would probably have been better. Let's be honest, Kenta is fucking great.
Kenta's awesome.
Yeah, fuck Team Trash.
As long as he
Trash is going to get that Owen Hart Cup. So, I mean, in his mind, that's way more important than getting that dub against Kenta.
Fact, because it's another belt he can have in his collecting bullshit.
Those are horrible belts, by the way. And here, we thought we were done with MJF and Adam Cole, baby, but no, they were prepping for their tag team match because the blind tag tournament continued. We had MJF and Adam Cole, baby, versus old Squarehead and the Butcher. MJF acting like a face, very funny, doing all of Cole's entrance stuff. It's Cole's birthday. the crowd egging him on to help MJF cheat while applying the abdominal stretch or the cobra twist. Crowd going crazy for this. It is very entertaining. Obvious outcome Jones on AEW. Looking forward to further antics from MJF and Adam Cole. MJF gets a mic. He's talking like a face. MJF really wanted to hit that double clothesline. I thought that was funny too. Give me the tag. Let's hit that double clothesline. Happy birthday, baby. Streamers fire, birthday stuff, and people to the ring. MJF sings happy birthday, which became the Twitter video of MJF using his actual singing voice here again. Make a wish. MJF fails to shove Cole's face in the cake. MJF gets a face full of cake, but Cole squats down and actually thanks MJF for the effort. Let's go over that because it was such a good segment. Sticks, what did you think of MJF and Cole versus the people no one cares about?
The segment and this match are the reason why you have Adam Cole and MJF together. MJF, like you said, MJF pushing for the double clothesline. Cole, like, no, we're gonna get that. The happenstance of it being Adam Cole's birthday, that was another reason you had this. But this all together, all the things that we begin, like the segment and this, all of this is the reason why you have this tag team and why you're going to see them progress throughout this tournament all the way, hopefully, to the finals. Now, if they win, we'll see. Probably not. But this was great television. This is one of the few things that ATW has that will make it watchable television. This was great. This is why you had this as the main event. This was good. This was good television. Like you said, like we talked about the segment, even the match, the things leading up, MJF, baby facing, going down, like the opener, the entrance. This was great. This was great. And one of the few good things that ATW has going for them at the moment.
Yeah, and I can't wait for the inevitable outcome where Cole finally embraces this tag team and he does the double clothesline. MJF, the crowd's going to go fucking insane. It's going to be good shit, pal. But Cesar, we got another MJF and Adam Cole segment. What did you think of the tag match and the aftermath?
Yeah, man, tag match was really good. First MJF calling for the heel shit. Come on, do it. So Adam Cole grabbed his hand, hit that abdominal stretch a little bit better, and then they did the reverse on the other side. And then yeah, him really wanting that double clothesline. Then also adding Adam Cole. Where's your shirt, man? Where's your shirt? We know where Adam Cole don't wrestle in no shirt. Where's your shirt? I'm wrestling in the shirt. Where's your shirt? But yeah, him being Roddy. Him doing the boom, and then him being Roddy running around Adam Cole. And then slamming the ground, being the generic white guy that yells Adam Cole, baby. The match was great. I mean, we know Adam Cole and MJF can actually. Well, MJF can actually wrestle when he wants to wrestle, and the Butcher obviously does tag team work, and so does Daddy Magic. So in a tag match, they're gonna be good. Daddy Cracker, whatever. I don't know. Real Bretsky knows them names. Young Bretsky.
Never heard
Future Bretsky. I don't know. He works some cracks. But you know, the Butcher's there to take L's. That's all he does on AEW TV. And then the old birthday baby celebration was great as well. Old Max trying to be a face. Yeah, dapping up the crowd, walking down to the ring. Had the streamers pumping down. Had some cake. Putting the little blow thing in his mouth, partying. All good shit here. All good. What the fuck is Jake talking about? Sorry, Jake's sending photos. I'm on my phone, so I can see it now. All good shit that happens in the ATW. This is always good shit. I'm not gonna get mad seeing this over the next couple of weeks. Let's just hope that CM Trash doesn't have one of these matches because these teams are getting built like every week, so we don't know how long this fucking tournament is and with who. Is it everybody? Because yeah, also wait, did it already happen? Also, like Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia are fucking in a team as well. No, yeah, dance it up, yeah, sticks, dance it up, get that shit, yeah, get that Danny, get that Danny.
Hold for editing. Hold for editing. Hold for editing.
Dance it up, yeah, hit that guava juice, that salsa on the head, yeah, hit that shit, yeah.
All right.
But
Well,
then Adam Cole said, Max, yeah, you are my friend or some shit like that. And which is Roddy tried to warn him that Max is a douche and he shouldn't trust him and whatnot. But still, overall, great segment before, great segment after. This is the 20 minutes of good TV and the 2 hours of shit we have to endure. The first match wasn't bad either, but usually there's only like one good segment that you can talk about in an ATW show.
Well, speaking of segments, there's 4 left, and I'm just gonna go through all of them. Renee with the doctor says she's the face of the division. Flashes that ugly ass Owen title. Renee with Jericho, Danny, and Sammy. Don't you fucking do it. Fuck. Asked why Jericho said maybe. Danny and Sammy are teamed up for the blind ass tournament, even though it's not blind because they're fucking teammates. Well, who are you trying to fool, Tony Skeets? Jericho says, go be great without me. The Owen bullshit tournament. It's the Doctor versus Ruby Woodpecker with Booty and Saraya. Winner of the Owen shit gets a trophy this time. Who cares? Speaking of obvious outcomes, Ruby has backup. Doctor has none. Do the math, people. Yep. Ruby wins. Sky Blue stare down. I'm glad we got to see her at least. The main event is the Misfortune Cookie Yuta versus Kenny Omega. That's right, folks. I'm not joking. The fall guy of the BCC is the main event tonight. Not Claudio, not Moxley. They chose Yuta to main event versus Omega. I will take notes if anything significant happens. Kenny wins. They just trying to further take a shit up versus Omega. This was a shit main event. Clusterfuckymon. End with the Dark Order taking chair away from Hangman. No one gives a fuck. Caesar, if you want to comment on the Doctor versus Ruby or Yuta versus Omega, be my guest.
I mean, yeah, they're gonna give Ruby the dub since she lost the Doc in the finals of last year, and that's totally fine. That ugly ass belt. What was after that?
It was Yuta versus Omega.
Yeah, it's trash. It's trash. I mean, glad you got Kenny in the fucking main event again. The job of this cracker is some shit. Basically, it's some shit. We all know Yuta ain't shit. His even pre-recorded promo was trash. I don't really care about this cracker. He ain't doing nothing. Yeah, where Claudio at? They need to get Claudio versus redeem these nuts now. Because now they both got titles and now they need to fight for some shit. Let's really do some fuck shit. Yeah, don't nobody care about Wheeler either. Don't nobody care about Wheeler. I mean, hell, Kenny was saving this match because it's Kenny, but nobody will care about this cracker. He can eat a dick.
Kenny's got something with the Asians, man. He's first of all, he signed Riho, who he's probably been banging for 10 years.
Yeah.
I for some reason in my feed, I like TikToks with have wrestling in them. So all the TikToks have wrestling in them. It showed Kenny Omega versus a little girl in Japan or something. I'm like, this motherfucker really has a thing for little Asian girls. They need to investigate this motherfucker. That he should be in the KFC. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kenny and the Asian girls, it was all trash. That's why I only wanted to talk about the MJF versus MJF and Adam Cole stuff, because the rest of this shit, besides the opening tag match, I'll give you guys that, was worth watching. But Sticks, what did you want to comment on the Doctor versus Ruby and Yuta versus Omega?
Like Cesar said, You knew Ruby was going to get that dub because of last year. And Kenny and Yuta, the reason this main event is because you got Blood and Guts, 2 weeks away? KFC versus the Elite. There's the reason why they did it. And also to showcase Take Shitta and his goddamn semi big puff black jacket that he had. But yeah, I mean, it was from MJ, like you said, the best part of ATW was MJF and Adam Cole outside that and the opening tag match. Outside that, rest of this shit, you can fast forward. So it is what it is.
Imagine if that would have been an episode of Rampage. The tag match from the beginning of the night, MJF, or they'll have MJF and Adam Cole start their gym segment is the opener of Rampage. The tag team match in the middle, and then they end with MJF and Adam Cole. That'd be the greatest episode of Rampage they've ever done if they would have done that.
Well, it's only an hour, so you could just do an hour of Adam Cole and MJF, and that'd be the greatest hour of ATW television ever.
I would commit to watching the next week of Rampage. If that was the episode, I'd be like, fuck Dynamite. We're going to do Rampage if it's that good every week.
Especially because MJF said, do you want to see more with me and Adam Cole, bro sessions, baby? And the crowd was, and Adam Cole. Yeah, I'd be stuck on Rampage. I'd be like, oh, I got to watch this shit.
I think we should just fucking switch to a shorter show, but that's not going to happen. But, I mean, we make the rules here. We could do whatever the fuck we want.
I'm not watching Rampage. Fuck out of here.
But until then, ladies and gentlemen, Cesar, thank you for joining us. And we'll be right back with some Impact Wrestling talk. And now it's time for the Tripods Drip Pack of the Week. That's right. Sticks. Oh, sorry.
No, I don't know how you want to do this. It's cool. Let's go ahead.
That's right, Sticks. This week, I'm hopping on with you because I'd rather cover Impact for the rest of our duration of the tripod than the garbage ATW, especially with the 2 weeks in a row of hot flaming garbage. So we're going to kick things off with this past week's Impact Wrestling. Eddie Edwards with Alicia versus Frankie Kazarian. Alicia shouting at Frankie, but that doesn't slow him down one bit. What does slow him down, though, is when she hits a tornado DDT to the outside of the ring. Geez, she's annoying. Just shouting the entire time. She is a great asset to have in your corner, helping Eddie throughout. After some smooches, Frankie nails an apron DDT to that fool. Massive tiger driver to Frankie, gets a 2 3/4. Eddie can't believe it. The ref gets knocked out, and this allows Alicia to nail Frankie in the back with the kendo stick. Boston knee party, Eddie Edwards picks up the win. Sticks, I'm not really familiar with Eddie Edwards. I know he's one of the veterans of Impact Wrestling. I am familiar with Frankie Kazarian because not only is he wrestling here, but we saw him as the Elite Hunter on AEW. Frankie Kazarian is a veteran. He was back in the old school when TNA kicked off. Back in the day, I've seen the video packages. But Sticks, what did you think of the kickoff match of Impact Wrestling this week?
I liked it. We do have some background history with Frank and Eddie. Both students at Killer Kowalski's wrestling school. So we got that nice little build-in, like you had talked about with Alicia and Eddie. I've enjoyed this Eddie Edwards heel turn so far, and I'm glad that they have incorporated his wife with it because I think she could be and has shown so far to be a valuable like ballet piece and someone who can run interference like we had saw here last Thursday. So yeah, she used, I don't know if they're still calling him, but I believe Eddie would call it when he did carry a kiddos, they called him Kenny. So I don't know if he's still calling it or not, but this was a good match. This was this helps build up in the rivalry between these two, because I'm pretty sure this isn't the last time we're going to see these two go toe to toe. But a nice solid opener for Impact Wrestling for this Thursday.
Has Alicia wrestled before, or has she been strictly a valet?
No, she's wrestled before. She's good in the ring. Like if they needed her, if we went down that road of a mixed tag with these two, with Eddie and Frankie, she's serviceable in there. I mean, there's obviously better women's wrestlers in Impact, but she's one that if you wanted to go that route for like a one-off, she's good enough to do it. So she's not that bad.
Yeah, I mean, what's announced coming up evens the odds, but yeah, that bitch was annoying. I'd say I'd give her she's like a 6.5, I guess. I don't know. I guess he had to have seen her through the years, I guess, to really be attracted to her, because I'm pretty sure most people weren't immediately attracted to Trish. I mean, the younger generation, maybe not, but I don't know. I digress. The X Division champ Chris Sabin pissed at Lio Rush. Lio interviewed by Not Kinsey. That's what I'm gonna call her. Lio says he's not here to make friends. He wants the X Division championship. Smash cut to Nick Aldis approaching and says they have to win the tag match tonight. Says don't let your ego get in his way. Of course, heel's got to heel. Frankie, pissed backstage, wants to get even with Eddie, and he wants it at Slammiversary. You bring your wife, and I'll bring mine. He's, of course, talking about Tracy Brooks, his wife. So it'll be Kazarian. It'll be Eddie. Wives in their corners. Who knows? Maybe they'll make it a mixed tag. Probably ruin the match, but, you never know what'll happen, Sticks. What did you think of the Chris Sabin comments, Lio Rush and Nick combining forces, which we saw later on, and the match that's set for Slammiversary? We got Frankie versus Eddie with the snizzes all up in the corners.
Yes, Not Kinsey, named Gia Miller, real life is Ace Austin's girlfriend. So that's nice little that's a little side by little tidbit. Yeah, Chris Sabin's still mad about last week when they got jumped. Lio Rush making his intentions clear. He's coming after that X Division. National Treasure Notorious Nick Aldis. Voice of Reason says, hey, what's worried about tonight? Nice little segment. Frankie Kazarian. We're going to get it. Another chapter in this rivalry. Him, Eddie, Slammiversary. Going to be a good match. Like you just said, the wives are going to be in each corner. Maybe they make it a mixed tag. I don't know. Tracy Brooks, Knockouts, Impact. I don't know what to say legend, but she's been there in the past. Good wrestler. So like we just talked about, if they do go down the mixed tag road, it'll be good. I mean, they can pick their spots where they want to have the females jump in, the knockouts jump in, maybe give the guys a breather. But another good match added to Slammiversary. Frankie, Eddie. Eddie's been a staple in Impact Wrestling for a while. Andy would know a little bit more. Andy with an eye for everybody who needs to know that would know a little bit more about Eddie. I believe he was in a tag team. Yeah. Big up, shout out, my man, to our guy, Andy with an eye. He was in a tag team. I believe they were either called the Bad Wolves or the American Wolves. I think the American Wolves. I forget the name of the tag team partner, but they were really good in Impact Wrestling. Eddie has stuck around while I believe his tag team partner is still somewhat big on the indie circuit. But really good tag team. Like I said, Eddie's been a staple for a while. So we get a beginning pillar, maybe if you want to say a pillar of Impact Wrestling, taking on a guy who's been carrying the flag for Impact Wrestling for the last at least 7 or 10 years. So this will be a really good match, and I'm glad they put this on Slammiversary. We'll see if they add maybe any stipulations going forward with one more episode, or the go home episode before Slammiversary coming up this Thursday.
Sounds good to me. Setting up an epic rivalry feud that has been ongoing. But up next, Rich Swann and Sami Callihan versus Sand In, Sand Out. I don't know who the fuck they were. Sammy got them T-Rex arms. He looked like White Taz. Sammy and Swann win very quickly. They didn't even get entrances, by the way. The disrespect. Brian Myers and Moose watching backstage. Not Kinsey interviews. Nothing special here. Dirty Dango video promo. Talks a bunch of nonsense. WWE past talk, of course. Gained some of my favor, though, by shitting on Yoko Ono. My God, what an abortion to the music industry. And plus, she fucked the Beatles. The last thing you want to do is be the next Santino Marella. Man, that disrespect. I think he was telling his kid that. It's like, he's really building up this rivalry. I appreciate that. Before I move on, Sticks. The quick Rich Swann and Sammy versus Sand In, Sand Out. Dirty Dango's video promo. What'd you think?
Like you said, quick match. I believe they cut basically the tail end of Sammy and Rich's entrance. I like it how this last month they're going a little bit back in time with Sammy, OVE, Rich Swann. Technically, kind of was a part of OVE. There was a little bit back in the day when Sammy and Rich were having a little bit of rivalry. Sammy touched the points that he basically almost like brought in, adopted Rich Swann. Rich was able to live and train with Sammy and the boys at OVE. I like it that we're kind of going back there. It gives Sammy something to do while I believe he's still semi-rehabbing, get back into shape from the broken ankle that he had, and gives Rich Swann something to do. Rich Swann is another, I don't want to say major player, but he's another bigger name for Impact. So you combine those two together. They took on Champagne Sang and the Lion. Good quick win. A little reminder of what's going on. Dirty Dango. I tell you what, I'm glad that they've kept him around. Just his promos alone. I know majority of his matches have been on a show they run before Impact, BTI, before the Impact. I think he's been on there for the last month or so. I haven't had a chance to watch it, but from just skimming through, Dango's good enough in the ring. His promos, I love it. Just that scumbag, like he shits on the industry.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they have that because he's that guy that can do that. He's that dirtbag guy that basically tells you, hey, I don't like the industry, but I'm fucking in it just to collect paychecks, all that stuff. Shit, like you said, shitting on Santino, basically telling his daughter, hey, don't be like your dad. Don't become another person like your dad. Great promo, building up the rivalry, building up that match that him and Santino are gonna have. But yeah, Dirty Dango, it's good at best. He's good for promos, but he's decent enough in the ring. Loved it.
Always a good time when Dirty Dango's on our screen, but afterwards, Angels with the design versus Jonathan Gresham. Both gentlemen are from Atlanta, and that's where they are tonight. Angels getting dressed down by Diener. Damn, Gresham is incredible in that ring. Looks like Jordan sat on his head, which crushed his neck into his body. Diener shouting at Angels, very Alicia-like. It looked like Angels had got the pinfall. Ref had counted multiple pin attempts, but in the end, Gresham wins with the Blacktopus stretch. I don't know what he calls it. Diener furious at Angels when Angel says he doesn't need him anymore, then proceeds to shake Gresham's hand. We get a small Bullet Club promo, but the Rascals interrupt. Rascals want a chance at the tag titles too. It's a pretty strange promo if you ask me. But Sticks, what did you think of Angels versus Jonathan Gresham?
This was a good match. Jonathan Gresham is one of the underrated technicians in wrestling. If you watched Ring of Honor pre Tony Khan, Ring of Honor, him, Jay Lethal, and I forget the other two guys, the Foundation, Jonathan Gresham, one of the major guys in Ring of Honor. Some stuff happened, I believe, with him and Tony Khan. They kind of cut their ways, sever their ties. Good pickup for Impact Wrestling. Of course, his wife isn't wrestling at the moment. I think she's continuing the bodybuilding stuff. She's come out and said she'll forever an Impact Knockout. I'm awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Glad they got Jonathan Gresham. This match was really good. Ever since Sami Callihan infiltrated the design, we're starting to see the cracks in there. We're starting to see it. It's been all leading up to this. Angels has been telling Diener, I'm good. I can do this on my own. Diener's been wanting him to continue to follow the path of design. Well, now we're finally seeing it. Full blown. The design might be pretty much on its way to being destroyed. To be seen. This was a great match. I'm glad he shook Gresham's hand. This was a match that showcased both Angels and Gresham. This was really good. Nice little match for both of them. Maybe it's a building block towards those two maybe coming together. The wrestle Diener and Khan. I don't know, but great match. Backstage segment. We got the ABC Ace and Bay connection. Little over a year, tag team champions in Impact. Of course, the newly formed Rascals talking about they want to be in that. If they want to be in that tag team match, was at the time was a fatal 4-way, I believe, with Ace and Bay being in it, defending their tag team titles. So next week we'll get that match. If Vince wins, they're throwing in there, which will be a fatal 5-way. If they throw them in there, I wouldn't be mad at it. Teams that are in it, right as of right now, before the Rascals are in it, are really good. I'm pretty sure the Pretzels have heard me talk about Ace and Bay as a tag team. One of the best tag teams in Impact, but also one of the best tag teams, I believe, underratedly in professional wrestling. These guys have gelled and are so good together in such a quick amount of time. When they went over to New Japan, they wrestled in the junior heavyweight tag team tournament, made it all the way, I believe, to the finals where they lost. But just being over in Japan, allow those two to spend time together, gel together, train together, and you have seen seeing that time together. Their tag team moves, their double team moves, their finisher, the 1-2 sweet is so awesome. With Ultimate Finesser into the fold is just so good. I am hoping that this tag team match, win or lose for Ace and Bay, I believe, and I'm hoping that this is going to be a major showcase for these guys, along with the other tag teams in Impact. I'm hoping it's going to be a showcase for these guys to show fans and hopefully new fans that come in and watch it, show that these guys are a legit good tag team together. And one of the matches I'm looking forward to at Slammiversary, but this match next week, it's going to be good. I mean, it'll be really good, and there's a lot on the line for both participants.
So a couple side notes here. The Ace and Bay connection, right? That's what they're called.
ABC for short, yeah, if you want to call it short.
They're great. They're great. You know why I'm not fully sold on them? It's just a tiny little nitpick, just the way I think. They're affiliated with the Bullet Club. I wish they were just their own thing. Because the Bullet Club just seems so 5 years ago, and these guys are so great. They don't need to be affiliated with anybody. Like you said, ABC, that's good enough. Like, why do they have to be in the Bullet Club?
I believe they sent him over because we had the Jay White, he was coming over there. Mm-hmm. They wanted he picked Chris Bay. From what I read, Impact was wanting them to kind of have Ace Austin with the two. If anything, I would have loved, instead of the Guns, I would have loved Impact and AEW to kind of work together. I don't know. I can't remember if I talked about this. I would have loved Ace and Bay to be the tag team that Bullet Club Gold would have picked instead of the Guns, because I would have loved that cross promotion bring together. Like you could have Jay White show up to like a couple of tapings, knock it all out. He can still do AEW. Have Ace and Bay show up if you want to do like an 8-man, a trios. I would have loved to see that, because Jay White with Ace and Bay, especially Chris Bay, really good friends. They had that connection together when they wrestled. But I fully understand with you with the way the new Bullet Club has formed over in New Japan. Finley's been getting rid of a lot of the Jay White like connection or any ties that has done to him, and this kind of is one of the last ties to Jay White outside of I believe it was Gato, the manager. But I think it's just a lot of the bring eyeballs or the keep eyeballs in t-shirt merch for Impact, to have that distant connection to Bullet Club. But like you said, I wouldn't be mad at it either if they just dropped the being affiliated with Bullet Club themselves. Maybe that happens. I don't know, but I understand what you're saying.
Another side note I wanted to mention is I've been watching the design since Eric Young was running it. I believe that's the original group, right? Eric Young, Khan. Angels was a new member. He just came in, right? Or was he original?
Nope. They just brought him in. They had kept it going. It was Eric Young, and then I believe he recruited Diener, and then I believe it was Khan as the next one.
Okay. This group is like, it's like it's doomed. This fucking group is doomed. Like this.
Yeah, well, I guess
Eli's gone. He got killed apparently. And now Sammy tried to infiltrate and tried to break it up. I don't know if him being in it is what made Angels be like, yeah, this guy's Diener's a fucking psychopath. I got to get the fuck out of here. So that's spreading. So the last two are going to be Diener and Khan. Like, do you think this group is going to last, or you think they're just going to be like, okay, let's go back to the drawing board?
It could go one or two ways. You can set up the match. You can set up a match between Diener and Angels, and maybe that's the final nail in the coffin. Or he could recruit new people. I mean, I don't know. They very well could, but I'm on the same path as you. I think this is going to be the nail in the coffin. I think we are seeing the end of the design. I think we are.
It looks like it. I mean, it was a cool concept to begin with.
Oh, it was good. It was one of the better factions that just out of nowhere that they ran, because I mean it's elevated Diener compared to where he was, because him and I don't remember who his tag team was. I mean, they didn't re-sign his tag team partner. Diener had just been kind of drifted. But this was a vehicle. They allowed Eric Young on his way out to help Diener. It's elevated a lot of the other people. They brought in Angels. It's kept him relevant. And this very well depend on who wins. Nice. It's gonna make Angels relevant too, while also getting Diener over as a legit heel if they continue to go down that road.
Well, I guess time will tell, especially after. Is Slammiversary like their WrestleMania and they reset everything afterwards?
I believe so, because I always get it confused between Slammiversary and
Bound for Glory.
Bound for Glory.
Yeah.
But I the way they're hyping this up, I gotta believe it's their WrestleMania.
Well, up next, I get points in the draft because Trinity goes into Deanna's locker room. Thanks her for the help, but of course they're women, so they get catty with each other. Who's helping who? Deanna says she's gonna issue an open challenge next week. I don't know if we'll get someone from the current roster. Will we get a new person? which is kind of strange because it's right before Slammiversary. So I don't know if that would happen, but I digress. Sticks, what do you think of that segment with Trinity?
It was not bad. I mean, Deanna talked about her history as being champ, and then did the champ challenge, so it gives a little bit of backstory. But like you said, she was going to do this. She probably should have been doing this either since she's been champ or a little bit after she became champ. But I think a lot of it's just to set up a little bit more of an argument for both going into their Slammiversary match.
Okay. Well, up next, we got the Frankenstein of Impact Wrestling with Scott D'Amore. Scott joins commentary. It's old PCO. The Good Hands come out and run their mouth. Insults Georgia. It's a 2-on-1 handicap match here. By the way, I've lost all respect for the Good Hands when they lost in that tag match between Tommy Dreamer and Mickey James. Like the Good Hands, they ain't good. They're not even slightly great. Like they're bad. They're the bad hands.
They're the job hands.
They're
the job hands.
That's right, man. They're the dry rubs. No. PCO is the cat. Oh yeah, PCO is the cast member Jackass never had. This crazy old fuck just throws his wrinkly ass off the top rope. Suicide dives, has his mouth stapled, gets buried alive in Vegas. PCO Salt seals the deal. Scott joins PCO in the ring. One of the hands gets in Scott's face, and Scott actually beats his ass. And then Billy Ray comes out. Bully Ray comes out. Fucking autocorrect. Bully Ray comes out, and Steve Macklin attacks for fucking. Oh, sorry, my brain just went off on a tangent. And Steve Macklin attacks from behind with a chair. Macklin handcuffs Scott to the rope. PCO is triple teamed, put through table. Bully throws PCO down exit hall. Billy and Macklin take PCO to the parking garage, poured battery acid in his mouth. They trying to kill him? What the fuck's going on here? Then they set his ass on fire. Good God. I bet you when they planned this out, they were laughing their asses off. PCO is the Jason Voorhees of Impact. It was just funny. Like when I was done watching that, I was just laughing, and I was like, wow, that looked corny as fuck. I get it. They want to make the feud more personal, but then again, they want PCO to be like that horror movie monster that cannot die. He will not die because PCO, he's not human. But Six, what did you think of this whole first the short match and then the aftermath of this?
What's this? I'm just gonna go and say this. The aftermath of this match was still better than the 2 hours of wrestling on Wednesday that we talk about on AEW. Regardless of if you think it's corny or not, which it was, this is what separates Impact from AEW. Like you're laughing at it, but yeah, as a wrestling fan, you're like, okay, I understand why they're doing this. The match, like you said, short, sweet. The below average hands went in there, did their job. PCO looked strong. Got that dub. Hotch, I believe it was the one that got D'Amore's face, getting ready to do the Canadian Destroyer. Bully Ray comes out, stops it. Macklin low blows PCO. They attack both of them. They handcuff Scott D'Amore to the ring rope. Start beating the shit out of him. The drags PCO to the back. I like that they still, even with just about every rivalry that PCO has, they still want to make it and build him so that he's that, like you said, he's the indestructible force that Impact has. Win or lose, you can't kill him. And a majority of the time, they do equal losses. But it just shows that he can be beat, but he can't be killed. But the aftermath, it was a good chuckle. I understand what they were doing. It was good. I mean, like I said, it was what separates Impact from WWE and AEW. And I think in the wrestling landscape today, you need something like that. I mean, it's just like a little bit something different that you get. Yeah, I know it, but
It's just
I didn't mind it. It was good for a chuckle. It was good for a
okay.
chuckle.
To be fair, I have to be extra critical on every promotion. Well, you know we are extra critical on ATW. I'm critical on NXT as well. If I'm going to be critical about Impact, I gotta say that now that I've seen them set on fire and all the other things that I listed happen to PCO, it's going to be fucking hard to believe that a finishing move in the ring is going to put this guy down for 3 seconds when he just will not die. Like, I've seen PCO get defeated before, and I was like, that's all it took? Because smash cut to all this crazy shit happening to him, and he gets up, he rises from the. It's like, what? Motherfucker just got thrown in a blender, and he's still alive. But a big boot to the face puts him down for a 3 count. Like, moving forward, this is just it's gonna make it harder for me to suspend my disbelief that he can be taken down. Like a Slammiversary, if they lose, Scott D'Amore is taking that pin. PCO, there's no way. If this fucker can come back from being set on fire and a battery acid, I mean, come on. That's my extra criticalness of this.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. His last big match he had against Steve Macklin, I believe it was like an anything goes. It took a lot, like just like crushing cinder blocks on him, putting him through cinder block, all this stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe either Thursday or even like the day of, they throw an extra little twist in there that is either an anything goes, a street fight, whatever, something like that, so that it will end up taking like a lot of damage for if PCO does take the pin. If it would take something like that, because a majority of the matches that PCO's been in, like when it comes to either pay-per-views for Impact or like Impact Plus stuff, he's always in those kind of like gimmick matches. So that kind of feeds into it. So that way he is down for the 3 seconds that you need to have his shoulders down for. I understand what you're saying. They build him up, and then it's going to be what, a finisher, a DDT, or whatever Bully Ray would use as a finisher to put him through. I wouldn't be surprised if it turns into a gimmick match. That way they end up throwing him through the gauntlet. Scott D'Amore takes like chair shots. They handcuff him again in the rope. They beat the living crap out of him. But I also don't think that Scott D'Amore and PCO are taking the L. I think him and PCO are going to probably win, because this has been a slow building thing going forward between just Scott D'Amore and Bully Ray. Like, this got Scott D'Amore taking an L, got him that Anthem forced Scott D'Amore taking LOA because of all the antics that Bully Ray pulled. And I don't know if this is going to be like maybe Bully Ray's last match, or they're going to slowly start writing him off. I don't know how long Bully Ray's signed to Impact, but I got to believe, I just don't think that they're going to have Scott D'Amore and PCO lose. Like, I think PCO's taken a couple of losses in the last like pay-per-views for Impact. So I believe him, especially with Scott D'Amore in the corner or as a partner, I got to think that they're going to end up winning.
Well, good luck to Billy Ray on his future endeavors. Up next, Not Kinsey stopped Scott to interview him. It was too funny looking. I wouldn't be able to keep a straight face. 10 cunts would have lost his shit calling this. Courtney Rush with Havoc versus Giselle Shaw with the Homo Entourage. Is that Rosemary? Anyways, nice to see some intergender wrestling here. Courtney will really be out to the test here. Obviously, Giselle with the strength advantage. I think Havoc might have had a better shot in this match, but Courtney's still bringing it. Giselle's Homo Squad distract, even take out Havoc. Giselle rose up Courtney. Her feet are on the ropes, giving her the advantage and the pin for the win. We get Kenny King talking to his protege in Hall. I don't know what that guy's name is. Gets felt up by Big Mama's house because of the stripper video from Joe Hendry from last week. Even a chunky honky bachelorette tries to give him money. Say his name and he appears. That's right. We believe in Joe Hendry. Kenny and protege ask what's stopping them from jumping Joe right now. Joe's Asian friend appears out of nowhere, not even gonna try to pronounce his name. How do you say champion in Japanese? Champion. So what did you think of Courtney Rush versus Giselle Shaw and the Kenny King Joe Hendry backstage segment?
I understand what they're kind of doing with Courtney slash Rosemary and Jessica and her, but we got to get the turn back. We need to get Courtney back as Rosemary. We need to get
Oh, so that
Jessica.
was Rosemary. That was
Yeah,
Rosemary.
yeah.
Okay.
They to make it to make a long thing short. Ty Valkyrie, before she left, they did the Undead Realm. Just Havoc turned to Jessica. Rosemary went to try to get Havoc back. Came back as Courtney Rush. I was kind of hoping when they saw another former knockout, Nevaeh, I think it was last week. I was kind of hoping maybe she'd have a little bit more prominent role that they were going to bring back, like Rosemary, Havoc. She wasn't on this week. I'm hoping that they're gonna start focusing a little bit more on that to bring Rosemary and Havoc back, because Havoc and Nevaeh and Rosemary, all three together, they were really good. I don't know what happened. I think Nevaeh's contract was up and they decided to kind of keep a little bit of space between. I think Nevaeh wanted a little bit of time off. Impact was like, okay. I was kind of hoping maybe this will bring it back. I hope we're going to start getting a little bit more focused on that they're going to bring back Rosemary, Havoc, maybe depending on what happens, maybe Taya comes back. Maybe we get the legit Death Dolls. I don't know. Tony Skeet's Brinks truck, probably going to stop that. But they're really pushing Giselle Shaw, which, man, I kind of understand, but it's just like, okay, you had your run up to the title, you lost. Let's bring it back a little bit.
Sticks. It's July. It's not June. Giselle ain't going nowhere. No.
Yeah. I mean, she's okay in the ring, but I mean, it was a good match, but there's just so much stuff in the background that I like to see them kind of start changing. Like, I like to see Giselle kind of start taking a little more backseat. I want to see Rosemary get back. But in present time, it was an okay match. I mean, it was all right. And yeah, backstage Scott D'Amore, Joe Hendry, our boy Joe Hendry. I talked about the man made a fucking another golden hit last week. Stripper Kenny. We got Kenny and like you said, I forget the guy's name. He was on Canadian Big Brother. So that's what his claim to fame was up in Canada. Scott D'Amore's, he's got the finger on the pulse of indie wrestling up in Canada. So that's where he gets a lot of the new talent for Impact, stuff like that, brings them down from Canada, stuff like that. I think the guy's good in the ring. Having Kenny King be his mentor gives Kenny something to do while also having the new guy line of a veteran. I'm glad to have him on TV. I'm glad they're doing this angle of Joe, because Joe's been doing great things. I mean, he's been doing great things since he showed up. Day one showed up in Impact. Been great. The Ascension. It gives, plus having the digital media championship on him. It's been good. I believe the guy that Joe had was Yuya. I don't know how to say his last name, but I loved how they incorporated how Joe did say his name for him. But the nice little thing at the end, how you say champion, like you said in Chinese, that champion, that nice little segment, setting up the rivalry between those two to continue. It was good. It was good, great match and good segment for Impact.
Wishful thinking, but I'm gonna go a different direction. I want Joe Hendry to stay in Impact Wrestling, because I think Impact is letting him do what he wants to do, which is song parodies and shit. Because if he tries to go to WWE, they're gonna change everything and make him worse. If he goes to AEW, he's gonna drown in the talent pool and horrible writing. So Impact needs Joe Hendry, and Joe Hendry needs Impact. No, but yeah, good segment. We love that guy. The main event of the night. Holy shit. We had Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, the Motor City Machine Guns, versus Leo Rush and Nick Aldis. Now, skeptical Mangria would have been like, talk about random selecting fucking teams here. But there's a story. There's a purpose. There's a reason for this tag team match. Of course, the Motor City Machine Guns are arguably the greatest Impact tag team in the history of the company. Both of them are individual champions. Black Flash with unmatchable speed here. I'm guessing he will get injured at Slammiversary and then he'll pop up in NWA or whatever the Juggalos have going on. Incredible chemistry with the Motor City Machine Guns here. Nick Aldis towers over everyone. He looks like he'd be the evil prince in a Disney movie, almost Gaston-like. This was a fast-paced, great main event match that makes sense. Leo kicks out of a magic killer. Wow. Fucking insane action from all four. For sure, filling the big shoes of an absent Josh Alexander. Leo low blow Sabin, decapitates him, and then frog splash for the win. Wow, what a hell of a match and a hell of a main event to cap off the night. Like I've been saying for a while, Impact Wrestling is leagues above AEW when it comes to entertainment, storytelling, performance. Sadly, they match AEW with injuries, but I digress. It's not ballet, folks. Sticks, what did you think of the main event of Impact Wrestling?
This was a great main event, a main event worthy match. Like you said, even though it was a thrown together like tag team to take on the Motor City Machine Guns, we have backstory. Both guys, Aldis and Rush, are taking on each member individually of Motor City Machine Guns for their championships. Motor City Machine Guns, one of the greatest, if not the greatest tag teams in Impact, but also in pro wrestling. I mean, this the chemistry, the being on the same page. These Shelley, Sabin, these guys are pros. I mean, these are pros. These guys know. They know how to wrestle. They know how to, if we even talk about, like you just said, with injuries, they know how to protect other wrestlers so that way they don't get hurt. And Aldis and Rush, for a thrown together tag team, pretty good. I mean, pretty good. Leo Rush coming over from New Japan. Nick Aldis, new signing, from a guy from NWA, coming to Impact, is currently trying to make a Impact.
Trying to become, I see what you did there. I see.
And Chris Sabin, 9-time X Division champion. Alex Shelley, 20 years in I can't remember if it's 20 years in Impact, but umpteen year, like long time in Impact. Finally got his dream made, become an Impact champion. The thing that worries me, and I hope that they don't have Shelley be a transitional champion to Aldis. I think they've got some run with him. Like, he can go at least towards the end of the year. I'm sure we'll talk more about that later on down the road. Main event tag team match, really good. Saw the chemistry of Motor City Machine Guns. Aldis, Rush, thrown together. Individually, good wrestlers. As a tag team, good tag team. You saw back and forth. You had the shenanigans at the end for the finish, allowing Rush and Aldis to get the win. A little bit of salt in the wounds for the Motor City Machine Guns. A little bit of momentum for both Rush and Aldis going into Slammiversary. This is what I like about having individuals in a tag team as singles champions. You could throw stuff together like this. Like, if both make it out of Slammiversary as their individually respected champions, you could run matches like this in future bookings for Impact. and regardless who they would face as against tag teams as singles challengers, it's going to be a good match just because the Motor City Machine Guns will make them look good. As a trusted, respected tag team, they will make other tag teams look good, regardless if it's a jobber match or just a short, quick match. They will make it look good. They got the proper time for this main event, and it was a main event worthy match. And the challengers now have momentum going in to Slammiversary against Sabin and Shelley individually.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, next weekend, by this time, Slammiversary will have already happened. And if we can get Cesar to watch it, we will all send in predictions. I'm gonna either make it its own special, I'll tape our predictions and then have the review right after. Or we'll see what happens, but we're gonna try and get Cesar to make predictions as well and join us in the review as well. This part of the tripod is gonna be at the end. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we do what we do best, and I'm gonna be way drunker at the beginning of this episode. It's gonna be like a Tarantino film, but I digress. We give that big ups to Stallion P.